Hello, everybody, and happy Thursday. I'm hoping my camera is better tonight. All right, so we are going to do something a little bit different tonight. I wanted to play with the share a milkshake. So instead of making cards, we are going to do 2 scrapbook pages. And I played with this set today. And hey, Pam, how are you? How you doing? So we're gonna play with the share a milkshake, and instead of cards, I'm gonna do a scrapbook, 2-page scrapbook layout. I had a chance to play, and I really do like how the milkshakes came out. So instead of thinking about all different flavors of ice cream, I figured we'd just stick with Neapolitan, vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. And everybody likes at least one of those. So for the strawberry, I used Flirty Flamingo, and I stamped off. And for the vanilla, I didn't want it just white. Hey, Do. Yeah, I was a minute early. I didn't want just plain white, so I stamped off twice with Sahara sand. Oops, sorry, that's my alarm. Okay. And then for the chocolate, I chose early espresso and stamped off. Hi, Sheila. So I actually do have all my elements ready, but I wanted to share how I did the milkshake glasses. It was so much fun, I have to tell you. All right, let me just get all my stuff here. Gotta move this. Oh, here it is. All right. So let's do chocolate because we'll be able to see that one really well. So we're gonna get our early espresso. Now for the milkshake glasses, it has this stamp right here. Let me just get it block. And as you can see, man, that light is bright tonight. It's really bright. Hey, Fran. Hey, Kathy. So as you can see, it has the outline of the glass and then the part where we can color it. So you'll be able to see it once I stamp it. So I'm going to use this stamp. I am going to ink it up. Make sure it is completely covered. I'm going to stamp off. And I'm going to do that again. I should get my mat. Here it is. Definitely get a better stamp when we use our silicone mat. So I'm just going to stamp off. And then I am going to stamp. And I don't really like the way that looks again. But that's okay. It would be shadows. Okay, so this is the first stamp. It just shows the glass. And here's the design on the glass. So what I did was I took the second stamp that goes with this glass, and I just want to clean this off a little. Okay. And I grabbed my Versamark, and we're going to ink this up really good. And we're going to take this and we're going to go right over what we just stamped. You want to just line it up with that darker chocolate. Give it a good stamp. Get our clear embossing powder. And we're going to emboss this up. Get my scrap paper here. And then we're going to heat it. So let me just turn on my, and you'll notice, of course, whoops, my Versamark is pink. So it is going to leave a pink area on our ice cream, but it'll act as a shadow. So we're going to just heat this up. And my cord is, there we go. Now you'll notice that the early espresso ink has a lot of green in it. You'll notice that it is a little bit green towards the bottom. But as it cools, it will change its color back to early espresso. And we end up with a glass of, and I don't know if you can really see. Let me see if I can change my light here. I don't know if that'll help. That might be better. So it is shiny. You can't really tell with the lighting. It's so bad tonight. But it is a shiny glass. So we have it in chocolate. Let me just pull. Here's our strawberry. And then, like I said, for my vanilla, I stamped off the Sahara sand twice. Man, that's really bad. And it's not that great. I don't know what, I'm not sure what is happening to the light tonight. Okay. So those are our milkshakes. And the dies, as you can see, it has the perfect cut for the glass. Yeah, it is. It's really bright tonight for some reason. I'm not really too sure why. All right. So all my milkshakes, I wanted to have some whipped cream on. So we have this awesome die, you can see. And this little piece here, you can either slip in a spoon or slip in a straw. So that's not the one I wanted. Let me just move my stamp set out of the way. So I just die cut 3 whipped cream. All right. Ah, man, the light is really bad. Let me see if I pull down a little bit. All right. So here's the whipped cream. So we're just going to adhere that to the top. And then I cut out and decorated some straws. I did one in pink, one in balmy blue, one in daffodil delight. And then this set also has this sweet little cherry that you can stamp and die cut. So how fun is that? Hey, Kathy. Fun. Okay, so chocolate is early espresso stamped off, and then we embossed it in clear. The strawberry is flirty flamingo stamped off and then embossed in clear. The vanilla is Sahara sand stamped off twice. Okay, I stamped it twice and then stamped it for the glass, and then I also clear embossed it. All right, so those are the 3 milkshakes for the first page. I am just going to get rid of my dies for a second and make some room, because I am going to grab a piece of petal pink 12 by 12 paper. Okay, that light is terrible. I'm trying to adjust it so we can. All right, next, let me just move my things over. I have a piece of basic white, and the basic white I cut down 11 by 11. And then I grabbed some designer series paper, and I just want to check. My pooch was in here again, so I put up my paper pack, and I'm using this. Let's see, I'll tell you what it is in 1 second. It is the host paper. Design a Daydream. That's what it is, I believe. Okay, so we're using the Design a Daydream, and I'm using it with the leaves. I'm also going to use the stripes. So we have a 12 by 12, an 11 by 11, and then we have a piece of designer series paper that is 5 1/4 by 7 1/4. And then we have a flirty flamingo that is 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. And then we are going to add a piece of basic white that is 4 by 6. Okay. Now, I want to grab my wonderful pale papaya ribbon. And I'm just going to scoot this over a second. And we're going to color this ribbon so it has a chance to dry. And I think I'll do it in Flirty Flamingo. And I'm going to take the dark. And you know, I love my pale papaya ribbon. It's the one that I switch colors all the time. And I need enough to wrap that piece of white. And of course, I am not going to wrap and tie. I'll wrap and then use a glue dot. So let's just get this colored up. It's perfect for getting our ribbon to match our project. All right, let's see. I think that's enough? Nope, we're going to do a little bit more. And then we can give this a chance to dry. So scrapbook pages are a little bit different for me. I told Bill and he was like, oh my gosh, I don't know. Should you do that? I got to pick the camera up. All right. Okay. So here's these. And then I'm going to add the other side of that designer series paper. This is Petal Pink, and it is 11 by 2 3/4. And this one I have to cut down, and it's 2.5 by 11. Let me just cut this one down really quick here. All right, so we're going to layer some of this on. And then I am going to, trying to decide, add this little piece here. We can use it, you could use it for a smaller photo. And this is 3 5/8 by 2 3/8. And I'm going to layer it up with some basic white, which is 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. So I'm showing you all the elements that we have. This is probably this is the second sheet. Here's our birthday. Now I took this from the Biggest Wish stamp set, and it is stamped on a piece that's 3 1/2 by 1 3/8, and I am going to layer it with some Petal Pink, which is a little less than 1 1/2 by 3 5/8. All right, so there's our happy birthday. I created a banner with a sheet that is 1 1/2, and it was a little longer. It was about 4 1/2, and I used this banner punch right here to do my ends, and I think that is it. Oh, and then I have this waffle looking piece also for the page. And this is a die that comes in the Share a Milkshake. Okay? All right. So let's put this together. I don't even know what it's going to look like, ladies, because I did not even do a test run. I didn't want to have 4 sheets or 4 different pages. So we're doing this on a wing and a prayer. Okay? So it should be interesting. We'll both be surprised with how it comes out. Taking a risk. All right, so I am going to add some glue. We're going to just start with these elements. I don't know, does anybody do scrapbooks? I never did until I started making one for Liara. I just want to make sure I get this down. I just make sure this is on here even. I want to get this end even. And lay it down. And I'm not going to add my basic white to the Petal Pink until I at least have this piece down. This way, if I need to trim it, I can trim it. All right. So now I'm going to adhere this piece to the basic white, and we'll see if it is the right size. And I'm just going to add it right about to the center. Let me just lay that down. And it is a little crooked. I'm just going to look for a second. All right. All right, so this just about, yeah, I never really did. And like I said, I did with Liara. Oh, wow. Very good, Kathy. Hey, Debbie. That is awesome. So you do the whole month of March. That's amazing. All right. So now we have this on our piece. I'm just want to look. I want to just trim off this one side just a bit. Okay. So there is our piece. I do not want to, of course, I don't want to glue this down because I don't really want to see the glue. So I am going to grab the seal and I'm just going to add some seal around the edges like this. And I'm going to put one right down the middle. That's where the piece is. And then I am going to, let's see, we got glue here. I am going to grab my glue and I'm going to just add some glue right where I added the seal. This way, if I lay it down and I do need to move it, I can. Okay, so it won't stick down to my petal pink where I can't move it. So I have 1 inch or half an inch on each side. And I think that looks pretty good. All right. So now it's laid down. And I'm really sorry that light is so bright tonight. I don't know what the heck is going on. Usually it's dark. Hey, Karen, how are you, hon? All right. So let's start with this piece here. I think we will put it this way, but I'm going to put it on this side. So we're just going to layer these together, but I first want to wrap this with a piece of ribbon. So let's get this cut. And we'll grab some glue dots. So is everybody doing okay? We had some rain today. Yesterday, the reason I chose scrapbooks as the scrapbook pages, it was actually inspired by Julie Gilson. And I had seen some pages that she had done. And we spent, oh gosh, I think we were at the vet yesterday for almost 2 hours. Sheba started to, for no reason, started to limp. And she was favoring her front left paw. And she's a big girl. She is up to 58 pounds. And I was concerned. I didn't hear her yelp. She did not get hurt. So I wasn't sure why she was limping. And I called our vet, and our vet wanted to give us an appointment for March 20th. And I said, well, I think this is something that needs to be checked right away. I don't want her, if something is broken, I do not want her to damage her leg. So they said, well, then take her to the emergency room. And I was like, well, you're our vet. It is not a weekend. It is a weekday. I've been using this vet for years. So long story short, I found a new vet that gave me an appointment yesterday, and it was the day after I called. So they now have a new client. All right, so I just layered everything up, and I'm actually going to turn it this way. And I'm just so upset with this light. I'm turning my lamp. Sorry about that. Look how bright that is. That is so crazy. I don't understand. So it turns out she is fine. She has, and I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's growing pains. What happens is the long bones in their legs get inflamed, and it causes growing pains. She's growing so quickly, and they tell and it starts with a P. Hey, Louise. It starts with a P. I do not know how to pronounce it, but I did see it on the x-ray. The bone, the long bone in the leg gets mottled. It looks mottled, and it's inflammation. And it is actually the lesser, not the medical term, it is growing pains, believe it or not. So she's on an anti-inflammatory. I just have to, she can do what she wants, but limit her activity a little bit. And I know she's not herself. She's not her crazy self. So it must bother her. So the poor little thing has growing pains because she's growing so quickly. Okay, so let's see. I am going to, I think, put this here. We're going to use this as an additional photo. And I think I'll put that one on the other one. I'm going to grab my banner, and I'm actually going to cut it in half. And we're going to add some glue. So I never knew. So now that this happened, we were talking about having her fixed. Excuse me. And I have to have her DNA tested, because sometimes when a big dog suffers from this, and it's PANEOSTEITIS, that's the word, and it's growing pains. When they do have an attack of this, sometimes it comes with a genetic problem with clotting. And if I want to have her fixed, I have to make sure that she does not have this clotting issue. So that is the next thing we have to do. Get her tested. It's VMD, I think they said. All right, so I added the banner, and we are just going to put it just like that. And we could switch it this way if we wanted, but I think I'm going to do it this way. All right, and then we're going to adhere this to the front now. And I'm going to leave the banners free. All right. So let's grab our birthday. And I'm going to add some glue. Picked up the wrong one again. And we're going to add it to this mat. And so I guess when it comes to our house, when it rains, it pours. So we're going to add this birthday down in this corner. But before I do, I am going to add this little waffle piece. And I'm just going to add some glue to one side. And I probably picked up the wrong glue again. Yep. So I'm just going to add glue to one side. And I am just going to lay it down. And then pick up the birthday. And we're going to lay the birthday down right over top of it. I'm just going to hold that a second so it dries. Yeah, poor Sheba. You know she doesn't, you can tell she doesn't feel good. Because like I said, she's not her crazy self. All right, we have our little bow. So let's add our bow. And we'll add it right about here. Okay, so now we can add our milkshakes. We have our strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate. And I'm just going to add some glue right along the top. And we're going to take our whipped cream. Whoops. And add it to the top of the glass. And then I'm just going to add a bit of glue. And I'm going to take our straw. And we're going to insert it in that little hole. Okay, so there is our straw. And then we have our cherry. And we're just going to add this right to the top. So here's our first milkshake. Let's add some glue. And we'll put it right about here. I think I'm going to have to add some glue to that straw. And then I think we'll put our vanilla over here. So we're going to add the whipped cream right to the top of that glass. This time I think I'll add one of the yellow straws Now with the straws, I actually colored those in myself with the stripes. And then when I looked closer at the stamp set, that's what I get for not looking, there is actually a stamp that you can stamp the straw. So we're just going to take this straw and insert it, catch that glue. Let's put a little glue back here. I'm just going to put a dot of glue behind that straw. That'll make it easier. And then let's add a dot of glue. Let's grab another strawberry. I can pick it up. And we'll just flip it a little bit. Just like that. The lighting is terrible, ladies. I am so sorry. Okay. So let's add some glue. And we'll add this one right about here. And then we have our strawberry. I think we'll put the strawberry down here. So again, this is the whipped cream. Let's grab, we have a little blue straw this time. Make a space. Add some glue. So Kathy, yeah, she's okay. She's just, she hasn't cried or whined, but she's limping and she's not as active as she usually is. So you know something's wrong. Poor little thing. She's actually in bed now. She whines to go to bed between 5:45 and 6:30 every night. She's so funny. I mean, what dog whines to go to bed? And she does. She whines to go to bed. So I put her in. All right, so let's add the strawberry one down here on this corner. I just want to lift this up. There we go. And I'm just going to lift the camera. So here is our first page, and it's actually the second page, but the first page that we're creating. And I'll get better pictures tomorrow, okay? Yeah, isn't that funny? That's Sheba. She loves going to bed. She's she's a good girl, I have to say. I know you are. Hello, hello. All right, so we're going to pull, I wanted to do something a little different. So what I did was, you can create a waffle cone right here. And I had some craft 6x6 paper left over. And I'm going to pull this down a little bit. And I die cut the waffle cones. And they just fold together, just like that. And then I did the same thing with the ice cream. I did chocolate, stamped off with early espresso. Strawberry, I stamped off with flirty flamingo. And vanilla, I stamped off twice with Sahara sand. Okay, so we're going to just grab our ice cream cone or a waffle cone, and this will fit. You want to make sure that you get that in the waffle. So let's add some glue to this, and then we can move it. So we're going to just lay that ice cream in there. This way I can push it down. Oh, there we go. So we have a chocolate ice cream cone, and I am going to add a bit of glue on the inside. If this was on a card, I would probably make it rounded, but where it is a scrapbook sheet or page, I would rather it be flat. So I also, this set, as you can see, also has a cute little spoon. You can either stamp the spoon. I actually just die cut it out of some silver. And I am going to just add a bit of glue. And I didn't do a spoon for all of them. I just did it for 2. So we're just going to add a spoon to the chocolate. Then I have another one. Just fold it over. I'm going to grab the vanilla. I want to make sure it's in here far enough. Push it down just a tad. There we go. And again, just so it lays flat, I'm going to add some glue. Now this set would also be awesome on cards, birthday cards. And I think I'll put the spoon in vanilla, because I would eat the chocolate or vanilla ice cream. Unfortunately, I would not eat the strawberry. Believe it or not, I don't like strawberries. And then here is waffle number 3. And you'll notice that one side is embossed and the other is not. Okay? No, no triple scoops. Yeah, I think they need 2 scoops too. You're right. Ah, I wish we had some ice cream in the freezer. I don't. Makes you hungry. So, there we go. So the strawberry will stand alone. No spoon for it. And I'm just going to add some glue. Add some glue. All right, so now we have 3. Your house is empty of food. Yeah, I got to go grocery shopping too, actually. All right, so we're going to do the same 12 by 12 petal pink, the 11 by 11 basic white. This time I did Flirty Flamingo for the waffle piece. And I believe these are the same size as the other ones. 5 1/4 by 7 1/4. Flirty Flamingo, 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. And basic white, 6 by 4. Now, on the other sheet, I put it up and down. So this time, I think we will lay this one this way. And should I wrap it? Good question. Yep, I think we will. So let me just grab. We're going to use our dark Flirty Flamingo on our pale papaya. Get this inked up. And I guess too, because she's a puppy, she sleeps more. But she doesn't during the day. She just but she just will not leave my side. She is such a crazy girl. And she was so good at the vet. I was very surprised. Because you know how I've been saying she's just crazy. She was so good. So well behaved. I don't know. I guess as she gets older. All right, so pale papaya colored with flirty flamingo. You can get rid of that. This time I used pale papaya, and again, this one I already cut in half. Ran it through with the cane weave embossing folder. This one is 2 inches, and then I did it at 5.5 inches, and then just cut it in half. Here's our happy. This one is 2 3/4, and I'll have this on my blog tomorrow. A little less than 1 1/4, and then a little more than 1 1/4, and 2 7/8. The same size designer series paper and flirty flamingo, and this is 2 3/4 by 11 and 2.5 by 11. And here's that little piece that I didn't use on the other sheet. We'll do it on this one. 3 5/8 by 2 3/8, 2 1/4 by 3.5. So I think what I'll do is we'll put everything together. I'm again going to use the striped side. And you'll notice my stripes are going up and down this time. So we're going to put it on our basic white this way. All right, so that's that. Then we have our little piece. I'm actually going, let me get rid of these dies here. We're actually going to use the seal and lay this down. Here's our happy birthday, or a happy. I'll lay this in here. We're going to stick this behind here. And let's see, we did that up and down. So we're going to do this one sideways. So let's add our ribbon here. The DSP is, what did I say it was? It is the Host DSP. I forgot the name of it. Design a Daydream. It's the Host paper right there on the bottom. So if you were interested in hosting a party and getting the rewards, that would be some paper that is available. Oh, and I forgot to mention, thank you to everybody who shared my video last week. I appreciate it. And I did pick a winner. And what did I do? The winner will get this celebration sending support stamp set. So it's just really cute little sentiments. And the winner was Karen Dixon. So Karen, that is actually in the mail to you, along with your other goodies. Today, my computer that I do my postage on is old. It's really not a great computer. And it took me 2 hours to print out all my postage today. Oh my goodness. I couldn't get the pages to load. It was going slow as molasses. It was terrible. All right, so let's add our bow. I think this time we'll add it right here in the center. And I just put it off the ribbon a little bit so it'll catch the paper. This way it will hold that ribbon in place. And I know the ribbon will get squished, but it looks pretty. So we're just going to add some seal and layer this down. Now, if you wanted to do this in blue, you could switch out all the Flirty Flamingo and the Petal Pink for blue. And of course, you could do different ice creams. I just thought using vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry would be perfect. I'm just going to add a bit of glue here. You can see my corners are sticking up. So I'm just going to stick a little bit of glue under there on each side. And it's just a quick and easy way to get those corners. And then we can add some glue to the back of this and stick it to our designer series paper. Okay, so now all our elements are all put together. So let's pull in our 12 by 12. And like I said, this time I'm going to put this down this way. Do I want it there? Yes, I think I do. All right, so let's get some glue on here. It's so funny. I can't believe my camera. I got it working so it's not fuzzy, but now it's so bright. I'll have to go back in. All right. And we're going to add this. We're going to put our happy up here. And then we have our other little piece here. So we'll lay our happy here. Okay, that's what we'll do. So let's move this down so we can add. So if you share tonight's video, I'll do the same thing and pick a winner and announce it on Thursday. All right, so let's get our happy. Just want to make sure it's on here straight. That looks good. All right, let's get these on. I'm just going to move this out of the way a second. I'm going to actually use the lines on my board so I can make sure I get these on here fairly straight. Okay, let's move that up. Try to pick this up without moving it. All right, I think that's pretty good. I'll let that dry for a second. Let's add this piece. I'm just going to add this right here to the corner. If I would have thought, the set has cute little hearts. You can add some hearts. Let's see where the stamps are. Yeah, let's see. See, it has these cute little hearts here. Let's get some Flirty Flamingo. Add some hearts. And we can pull our piece back in and add some glue. And we can add this right to the front. Oops. And then we can add our ice cream. Let's get our strawberry. And our vanilla. Oops. Let me move this down. Move this up. So here's our vanilla, our strawberry, and one more. We keep picking up the wrong one. And our chocolate down here. I'm going to pull in the petal pink. Make some room. And we're going to add our seal. And I'm going to do it down the center. And I'm going to just add some glue right along the seal. This way it won't stick right away. Just gives me a second to move it if I need to. All right. So there is page number 1. And like I said, I'll get better pictures without that bright light. And then page number 2. So there we go. 2 cute little scrapbook pages. And like I said, try this technique on the glasses. It is awesome. I loved it. So it's, stamp off your early espresso and then use some clear embossing. Stamp off twice Sahara sand and emboss it in clear. And then the strawberry is stamped off Flirty Flamingo and it is embossed in clear. So I hope you like tonight's scrapbook pages. I am so sorry that the light was so bright. I will fix that for Sunday. And, thanks, Kathy. And I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. I'll get some really good pictures and I'll have a blog post for everything in the morning. So have a great night. Stay safe. And I'll talk to you soon. Thank you, Sheila. Bye-bye.